Hi everyone, nice to meet you. So, what is your worst PMM nightmare? Well, let me tell you about mine. First one is definitely having trouble aligning with the product and the revenue teams. They just believe that you're a content or a training machine. You're always late to the game when it comes to product. You arrive always after the solution has been defined. You're definitely late to the party. So this lack of alignment really impacts your day-to-day and the impact you can have as PMM. Second one is to keep working hard on features that don't find their marketing. Last time I was at Skello, I just crossed paths with our CEO, and she just told me, "Hi Lucie, have you seen the stats on this feature we just released? I think adoption isn't that great. Can you do something about it?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." But I was not involved in discovery. I really lack market insight on this. I don't have any customer impact on this. I think that sometimes we tend to think that PMM could be superheroes. I wish. I wish we could be superheroes, but unfortunately, we are not. And believing that PMM can fix any adoption, acquisition, or adoption challenges will lead to a pretty bad impact at some point. So it's kind of a weird therapy, isn't it, to come here and to talk about all my PMM nightmares. But I've been in this business for 5 years now, in the PMM business, and I had different roles in different organizations with different setups. And to be honest, I always felt that at some point, I didn't have the impact I was aiming for. So I had different roles, as I said. First one was in a very early stage company. So basically, we were just aiming for market fit. So the good thing when you're in a pretty small company, your alignment is kind of easy because the company is small, there are not a lot of people. So interactions are pretty easy. You can find your place pretty easily. You focus on your initial market, on your initial product with early adopters that you know pretty well. And you mostly focus on product content production. Second role was in a product-led company. So I was PMM and mostly focusing on features go-to-market. So basically, you're involved in the product development cycles. You're working on GTM, positioning. You define your targets, on the narrative, on the feature rollout plan. And basically, in a product-led company, you mostly drive awareness, adoption, upsell, or product-led growth. Last role was more in a sales-led company. So I had a B2B PMM role. So basically just reflecting the sales organization at this point. So I was focused on the segment market with a very specific target. So I was super aware of the specificity of this market, the customer of this market, their needs. So this was kind of super bottom funnel execution, mostly related to sales enablement. But the great thing with that is that I was able to feed the project roadmap with super insightful feedback on the project gaps we needed to fill. So now let's talk about the gaps regarding those 3 roles that were preventing me to have the impact I was aiming for. First, in the early stage company. So basically, you're the only one PMM. You're like you're 10 people in the company. You have lots on the plate. You have investors that put some pressure on you. You want to scale, to go very fast. But you're the only one. You don't have enough time, you don't have the resources you need, you don't have a lot of means, and of course, there is a high uncertainty on your product, on your market fit, and you don't really know the impact of your PMM action at this point. For the second one, for the project-led PMM role, so working in a product-led company doesn't mean that you're involved throughout the product development cycle, from discovery to rollout. It's not a standard. You need to go for it. So at this point, product manager were just throwing at me like new features. Hey, Lucie, we have a new solution. Can you go for it? I was like, okay, let's do this. So at this point, you're just doing your best, the best you can with what you have. So technical specs, everything that you can get. You try to look for the interview they've done. If they've done some, you try to dig into the data. But you're just doing the best you can, but you don't really know if you're going to have the impact you should have. And second point, since you're super focused on your core product and on the go-to-market of your features, you really lack knowledge regarding segment specificities and the business impact of project gaps. Sorry. Why? Just because you're focused on the delivery. You cannot do everything. Like all the time you spend like working on all those new features with a nice speed delivery, you cannot do research on different segments. Like at this time I was working at Quanto, which is a banking company. I think we had like 5 segments, 5 different industries, and I was the only PMM. I had 24 PM. I just let you imagine the high-speed intensity of delivery. You have just no time to dig into segment market specificities. And last one, for the sales-led role, so you're kind of away from the product cycle and the discovery phase. That's the most difficult thing. So the consequences is that just your positioning isn't going to be that impactful, and it will also impact the pitch messaging, all the assets, all the narrative that you're going to build for the sales team. And also, last point, since you're focused on acquisition, on sales acquisition, you don't put a lot of effort, or you don't put any effort sometimes, on product awareness and product adoption. You just focus on growth. And this is also related to the fact that when you have this kind of organization in a sales-led company, you report to revenue team most of the time. So like your OKR are just growth metrics. So that's those different roles were super interesting, quite challenging. I had great mission, but something was missing. And when I started at Skello, we just faced the exact same thing. Like Chloe, who's standing here, was a super PMM, but she was just overwhelmed with all those features coming up, and we needed to go up and start from the discovery to have more impact. So this is what we came with. So a brand new role, a full stack PMM role, covering the full value cycle. So it goes from discovery, and then we end during the rollout. So discovery. What could a PMM do during the discovery? Isn't it the playground of designers and product manager? No. It's the playground of product people, and you guys are product people too. It starts from road mapping. So basically, at this point, what you need to do is to feed the product strategy and the product road mapping with very clear business impact with the different product gaps to be filled. Second, during the discovery phase, you will just bring your market and competition intelligence knowledge to the product strategy to feed them. How is the market structures? What is the pitch of competitors? What is the value that they do bring to their audience? Which kind of verticals do they target? What's their pricing strategy? And so on. So you need to come up with a kind of competitive teardown just to highlight evidence and to be able to take evidence-based decision. Last but not least, you contribute to the research, to the user research. What I like to say is that, because I always have this question, is user research the role of a PMM? Isn't it the role of a designer, of a UX researcher, of a product manager? Well, I think we are all looking for something during this research. And if designers, PM, are looking for the job to be done, I'm looking for benefits, for aspiration. There is what I want to do, and there is what I'm aiming for. And this is what I'm digging in, okay? So there are some methods to make sure that we gather those feedback, but first one will be read between the lines. Just make sure when you collaborate with your colleagues on this research, make sure that the transcribe is good enough to be able to read between those lines. And now we have some great AI tools that can do the transcribe for us, so lucky for us. But in French, it's not that great still, but we are going there. And last thing, willingness to pay. This is something that you need to check at the very, very beginning, okay? So at this stage, you have a lot of knowledge regarding the market, customer aspiration, customer needs, business impact, willingness to pay, but the solution is not defined yet. You will feed the product team with all this insight to make sure that we build a solution that the market really wants. So market fit starts from discovery. Second, strategize. If you did the first one really well, so this one will be just easy as pie. Now you will use all the knowledge you gathered during the first stage to define your positioning, your pricing strategy, and your messaging. Next, rollout plan. I always like to start with some kind of alignment, since it's a big part of our role. So you're just sitting in between CX team, revenue teams, product teams, sales team, ops team. You need to make sure that all those people will embrace your product journey, okay? So just take them with you in your boat and just share all the discovery knowledge you have, because they will need all those elements to believe and to build with you this commercialization strategy, this marketing strategy. Don't go there alone. That's a really important point. Just collaborate and co-build this go-to-market plan, starting with alignment. So once you have prepared all your commercialization strategy, communication strategy, marketing strategy, and so on, what you need to do is start enablement right at this moment. So if you have specialists working on revenue enablement and not only sales enablement, involve them, build the right assets, think about the buyer journey, and just start the enablement at this moment. And last but not least, launch time. So you just start the promotion, but once you started the promotion, there is one very specific thing that we tend to forget as a PMM, because we have a high-speed delivery, so we are kind of launching features every week. the go-to-market of a feature doesn't stop on launch day. What you need to do is to measure it like month after month and iterate. Iterate, like listen to sales call, check into the metrics, and maybe you will need to reshape your strategy, reshape your go-to-market, and go there again, okay? So, just a kind of sum up on this PMM role. So, one thing to keep in mind is the role of a full-stack PMM is really to understand first and execute second, move out from the production chain, execution mode, because by defining like evidence-based positioning before solution, you will have a better impact. Your positioning will be super effective, your messaging strategy will be even more effective, and your launch will be a success. Without that, it can happen, I mean, but you have no idea. Third one, it will also really help you to make the PM your BFF for life, because just you will have like complementary strengths and you will feed them with all those market insight, customer insight, and so on. It doesn't mean that they can't do it, but they don't have time to do it either. So they will be like super happy if you go to them with an exact sum of all you found on the market specificities and customer preferences regarding these specific features. And last but not least, it will, of course, ensure a stronger market fit and a better alignment. What does it require to succeed as a full-stack PMM? So first one, full-stack PMM are fact-based. They rely on data, both quantitative, qualitative data, to make fact-based recommendation on the roadmap and build like evidence-based positioning. Second, they need to be super customer-centric, like any of you, just to make sure that they are able to dig into those customer preferences, to extract the needs, the aspiration, and ensure that they can spread the customer voice within the company and at the heart of any strategy we are building. Third one, unifying, of course. They sit between like project, customer, revenue, strategic roles. They need to ensure this alignment and this collaboration between all those different roles. And last but not least, storytellers. So it's a kind of left and right brain. So not an easy role to find. So do you think that full-stack PMM is a myth or a reality? What do you think? Myth? Who thinks that it's impossible to be full-stack PMM? Oh, we have optimistic people. Okay, so if you guys believe that if it's a reality, I'm super lucky for you if you have those people in your team. I don't have them, to be honest. And I don't think it's possible. You cannot have someone who's specialist of competitive intelligence, segment, discovery, rollout, everything. It's super difficult to find, super difficult to succeed as a full-stack PMM. Like, your day is maybe 8 hours work. I don't know how you can handle all those with a high-speed product delivery. So we just came out with a very different recipe at Skello to ensure this impact from discovery to rollout plan. So I think that full-stack PMM doesn't rely on individual contributor. It relies on a very complementary organization of the PMM team with 3 different types of PMM. So what we decided to do at Skello, so we are 6 people in the team. we have like 3 people who are focused on product go-to-market. So basically, they work with product, tech, design. They are in the squad with them at the desk, and they start from discovery and they stop at rollout. So they are involved in the research. They are owning the competitive teardown of the new features we are delivering and so on. So they go through the cycle with the team. But they cannot handle everything. So we also have specialists of revenue enablement in the team, competitive intelligence specialists, who dig into the market like every single day to make sure that we are aware of the market trends and so on, and that we can feed the product strategy with it. Also pricing and packaging strategy, which is kind of a different role. And last but not least, we decided to keep some B2B go-to-market. So PMM focus on very specific industry or segments, but not for all industry and segments. Just the new industry and markets we were trying to approach. So, for example, if you have a great market fit on hospitality, you don't need a product marketing manager to spend the whole day working on this specific segment. You can, I mean, if you have plenty of resources. But if you have choice to make, just focus on the market which don't have any market fit. So, this is just a complementary role, we will say, that rely on a kind of flexible organization. That's it for me.
That was really nice. Thank you very much, Lucie, for that input. And I think there was an unpopular opinion there about
the myth and the reality.
Exactly. So full PMM stack, definitely it's a myth. Let's try to see. I'm an optimist, so let's try to see if we can convince me and some people in the room as well.
Yeah, French people are not that optimist, I'm sorry.
No, super cool. Thank you for sharing. Let's dive right into the questions. So what if you need to communicate a feature that is not so beneficial for the users, but the team still wants to launch it?
The question is, why does the team want to launch it? There are different kind of features, some features that are requested by our customer and so on, and some features that are not requested by our customer. Because also sometimes you are just creating new habits, new trends, new usage. But you need a bit of insight, at least like market insight, you need something. I think if it comes from your CEOs and C-level and exec, just give it a try and measure. And then start working again on your go-to-market, and maybe you'll get there. I will just advise you to do a kind of soft launch in that case, and try it, and start your discovery maybe during this beta test or during this soft launch. So everyone will be happy, maybe.
And I totally understand that, because something that we sometimes miss is the difference between going live with a feature, going live with a product that maybe is a Me Too product, doesn't need necessarily a full go-to-market process, right? If we're getting that request from, I don't know, C-level, maybe it just requires to turn on the product or turn off the feature.
Yeah.
Next question is about pricing. So regarding the pricing strategy, do you think PMM is responsible for pricing?
It really depends. To be honest, I've seen different things in different companies. It also depends on your pricing model and on your business model. For example, when I was working at Conto, which is a bank, B2B bank, PMM was not responsible for pricing. It was something like super strategic because it relies on banking fees and so on. So it's more complex than just. There's not only like the willingness to pay and there's a lot of negotiation with third parties and so on. So it was owned by the strategy because it was just a full-time job. For example, at Conto, at Skello, sorry, it's way more simple. It's a packaging strategy with different packs and options. It's way more simple. So it's owned by PMM because also we test this willingness to pay and so on during the discovery phase. But it really depends on your business, to be honest. And if you're working with third parties and so on, if there are some negotiation ongoing or not. So yeah, it depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
And talking about willingness to pay, how do you test?
Great question. There are different methods to test willingness to pay. We do both qualitative and quantitative research on this. First one is just test if there is any willingness to pay. So because I think there are different things, like testing willingness to pay and just looking for the good price, the good pricing. So I will first start with testing willingness to pay. So just during the research, when you do the research with a PM and designer and so on, or it can be a separate or dedicated research, just dig into this, ask a very open question. To test it, would you pay for such product? If you don't have it, what will be the impact on for your company? Will it cost you? Because sometimes you have it can cost you something if you don't go for very specific tools. And then I will just reduce the risk with quantitative research. Just what we like to do is just you just pitch your new service to a very specific panel, and you just say, you start from a price. You say, okay, would you pay for this service if it was I don't know, like 10 euro per month? Yes, no. Yes, okay, that's perfect, 10 euros per month. No, okay. Would you pay for it if it was like 9 euros a month? Yes, no. And then you will have a kind of mapping of the different profiles, what they will be able to pay for your service, and the truth is in between most of the time. So yeah, there are some methods, online methodologies on defining the good price that are super easy to apply.
Oh, that's interesting. And do we count 50 cents as actually willingness to pay? That's another conversation.
Yeah.
I recall that one of the charts that you show about full stack was also showing after the go-to-market the promotion piece.
Yeah.
So there's a question about what is the role that you think PMM should have in the promotion of a product launch?
So product marketers, at least in our team, we are generous. Like, I'm not an expert on SEO. I'm not an expert in Google Ads. I wish, but I'm not, to be honest. So we just rely on marketing experts for that. So at Skello, we are in the organization. We are within the product team, but we are working very closely with the marketing team, which is in another department. But when we define the commercialization strategy, the go-to-market plan, we just collaborate and we just go to them, we explain them the results of the discovery, so it makes more sense for them as well to prioritize this new feature because they understand the impact for the company and what it will bring to our users, to our customers. So just go to them, talk to them, and they will just get on the boat with you for sure, and just collaborate on the rollout plan. Super important on the go-to-market strategy and all the action you want to to build for this promotion phase, because otherwise it will be something like super top-down between two teams. It will be super weird. They won't be your BFF if you do so. Just ask for advice. Go to them. Just tell them more about like the objective, the impact you're trying to reach, and they will be like your marketing expert BFF.
Absolutely, and that's what we're aiming for, right?
Yeah.
Product managers actually should be as well our BFFs.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lucie.
Thank you.
Big round of applause.